LGD's turn to ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the NanYang Championships Season 2. We're going to take a look at the second series of the day for Newbee. It is LGD that's going to be going up against them. And this is now the winner bracket. We're here. We've done it. 3 so far today. I'm Lyrical, joined today by Hades as well. How you doing?
Really excited. Good KP. No bias though. And this is a really exciting matchup because we have LGD versus Newbee, giants from China, and both in the winners bracket. It's gonna be, this is really alpha males just clashing into each other right here. And I mean, okay, so you can see right here, LGD just all the time. This is something which we are seeing very often throughout, and wow, they already know what they want. Very unusual that faces for through, especially since it's so far games which we casted so far, faces void is usually your first.
That's an interesting one. I guess LG feel comfortable going up against it, or they're not entirely well versed with what Newbee is doing. I would imagine that's pretty well prepared for it. It's also worth noting, just a little bit of background. Newbee is a team that played a little bit earlier today. They went up against VG Gaming Reborn. It was a pretty crazy game. 3 where as well. I'm sure that the stuff's related. There's no conspiracy theories going on here. It's just a good old-fashioned Dota 2. But it's been a little bit of a long day for them, and I'm hoping that it's still all good in terms of you end up having an even game.
So, okay, it's a bit far. Like it really wasn't long ago. LGD was teams used to ban against him, and in this case, he's banning the lifesteal against them. These are really interesting bans and really different compared to the ones LGD banning out the Shadow Demon, because it's something which Newbee have done before. Basically, it's a free Manta style. So you just Metamorphosis, you can illusions, Star Illusion, Shadow Demon. You have all illusions string away at power by very quickly. And how do you even find it? Because you have Void always at the back with the Chrono Spear ready. LGD looking for something a bit more pickup oriented so far. No Beastmaster bans. Once again, it feels like Beastmaster has been dropping off so far throughout this tour.
That's true. I think that it's worth noting now as we get into this that like ET, I think, is the predominant hero now in China. I would say we've seen him first round picked every time that he's been available, if I'm not mistaken. Terrorblade obviously still a really strong hero as well, and a couple of the teams, VG Gaming as well as VG Gaming Reborn, that Drow, but in this context, I feel like this is a really great hero for this lineup, and they are going to base out the Drow themselves, not wanting to have to face up against that, and going to take the Oracle out of the hands of Newbee. One last little piece of background information on these things before we get too far into is, I think that everybody is aware, but this could very easily be like a TI6 Grand Finals matchup, and really, depending on how these teams end up going, like you could have. We've been seeing the dominance of China in this tournament so far. It's really worth keeping your eyes on, particularly Newbee and LGD, and how they play this out, because it's going to give some insight into, also I would imagine, for some Western teams, how they deal with them going into TI.
LGD's turn
Exactly. And LGD is a draft in general, usually one step ahead of the curve, but in this case, Sep is the one taking up the draft, so this is a bit unique how he's doing it, but maybe giving his inputs and time they could be experimenting plans. But so far, I have to say, like, observing how Sep plays, just I'm quite impressed in so far, which we have seen from LGD side.
Reserve time.
Not, we remember back, I think, Major, where we were just on a streak, was the epicenter, and we are back to this without the Venge himself. So instead of way, especially since Venge on either one of these teams a bad rider, and it helps amplify a bit of the damage more for the Terrorblade, so they can something a bit more push. I see that 144 skill coming out in the VS. So will be that one
Newbee's turn to
LGD.
Yeah, that feels pretty good to me. I like the hero pickup in general. It's kind of a better answer against the Bat. I personally think the Vengeful Spirit is a better answer to the Bat Rider than the Oracle, because Oracle really sort of keeps you
10
stuck into a
seconds
certain
remaining.
style of Dota 2 you need to play, where you have to play around
seconds
a
remaining.
single strong crazy hero like a Huskar or a DP or something like that. Whereas
Reserve
if you
time.
have Vengeful Spirit, that just augments all the damage that's already coming around. So I like it so far. The only other thing that we could potentially that comes as the disruptor is also going to be placed is maybe something to deal a little bit more damage towards the mid game. I'm curious what they end up sticking in the mid lane for Newbee. I haven't seen an Invoker as of yet. I wouldn't mind seeing Moo Invoker.
It's true. Invoker hasn't even been banned. He's banned like maybe once or twice yesterday, but we haven't seen him being picked up at all, even though he's been in the pool. These teams just have to play so much, like, you know,
LGD's turn
a
to
Timber
pick.
Summit, maybe Rana. The other spirit pick from Newbee, I was actually thinking where they would go. Yeah, terribly. That's all you get, the grave, long and sunder off, but yeah, perfect.
10
Looks like they
seconds
just go
remaining.
back for Polar Spirit, which should be we see
5
like real
seconds remaining.
in the mid quite.
Spirit should be able to provide
Reserve
enough
time.
support there to help out the Terrorblade against the Bat Rider. We have occasionally seen the Elder Titan Bat Rider dual offlane, which can be a little bit much to deal with, but if you pop Metamorphosis, Spirit can kind of rotate between those two lanes, and Face Void certainly is going to be fine. So what I'd like to see out of Newbee here is either A, go back for a DP,
Newbee's
or B,
turn
go
to
for something
ban.
else like an Invoker. Anything find kills, because part of the reason that you're going to want to take our Spirit is always at least threatening that, and what could, but it's going to be an aggressive slot.
10 seconds remaining.
Has been able to make really good plays with this hero
5
across
seconds
his career.
remaining.
I feel like he's just been such a dynamic player with this, and we'll see how it ends up
Reserve
going.
time.
One more thing on the side so far is that Bat Rider can be played by maybe, and that could give Xiaoyan another hero like the Dark Seer, which is potentially why they banned out the Oracle.
LGD's turn to
I'm gonna
ban.
ban out the
Because
Emperor.
I mean, we remember yesterday where Oracle played against Dark Seer Fortunes and just debuffing the Iron Shells, and Stark had such an awesome lane. Dark Seer had no impact at all.
Well, they are going to take out that
turn to
P that I was talking about, and then take Invoker
Newbee's
themselves.
turn to pick.
Those are both the heroes that I felt like would have been really solid, and giving away the maybe Invoker, very bold indeed by Newbee. I would imagine that's such a great combo right there. Like taking out the DP and taking the Invoker for themselves. What's left? Maybe
10
Puck
seconds
or
remaining.
for Moo, what else could they run?
5 seconds
I don't
remaining.
know.
Puck is okay-ish.
You could go Jug. I think
Dragon Knight is still available as well.
or PL. PL is also a decent option here. I actually really like PL if they could end up going for that. Is there enough to save to deal with them? It's a little bit old school. It doesn't come incredibly well with the Faceless Void. I'm kind of leaning towards one of the like heroes, either a Jug or a PL.
But
10
Newbee, they
seconds
could do a
remaining.
bit more push with it. Would synergize pretty well, but they would go. Could
You have some trouble. You okay? Okay, if you do end up having some trouble, we could potentially switch it back over and see if mine is. We'll give you guys the highest quality stream experience possible. I want to make sure that everybody can see the game in wonderful clarity. But yeah, Newbee versus LGD, game number 1 of a best of 3 series. Looks like LGD are just getting their last couple of players into the game. Worth noting that we've got both on these teams the up-and-coming players, I would say. You've got KD on the side of Newbee, who's been really, really effective recently. Kaka also relatively new-ish. I mean, I don't know if he's new at this point. And then on the side of LGD, September, who was previously at the major qual on a team with Nono and Victoria from CDEC Youth, and they were part of a lineup that almost upset Newbee way back when. So kind of an interesting little dynamic there. They did also get picked up, or rather September got picked up by LGD in the big reshuffle that followed Shanghai. So kind of the interconnectedness that happens in the Chinese scene. It's good stuff. That's the way to go if they're capable of making that happen, and we'll see indeed if they can get it. Let me know if you're lagging. It looks like I don't have a ton of lag right now on this setup, so if we need to, we can switch it out. But Kaka moving along this top lane, and he's going to run into Zhao 8 as he thinks about placing a ward, but not going to do it. You love to see it. Wait, is this the new one? My goodness. Yeah. It's a little bit funny when it happens. You got to become an invoker there. It's the real dream. When we see the observer ward, those drop down in the... And also a couple of things come out, realizing that there is a ward placed over on the high ground here. And that is going to be blocking out the whole camp for a moment. But they should be able to take one in just a second. The Sharks are thinking about dropping the ward, and they are going to be able to take that one out. So they only get a secondary, not the biggest deal in the world. KP time walks aggressive in the direction.
The battle begins.
Right, we're able to pick up the bounty rune, as does the timber. Have taken a decent chunk of damage. He needs to be careful right here. Zhao 8 is able to run him down a little bit more. They could potentially even find a kill if he's not careful. This is a lot of damage already expended. He has a salve that's there, and the roll board by Kaka is going to keep Zhao 8 back for the moment. The one plus side is that they're with not very high HP regen rather rapidly, and just rely upon that, or at least for now. Yeah, I think this lane in the world. I feel like the Batrider, Venge, Kaka can rotate around the 2-minute mark to go and secure a rune, but at least it's going to be maybe move pretty much their own devices in the mid lane. Level 2 and the Metamorphosis down, it's going to be fine to do it. I have a feeling that pretty soon here that right might need to start thinking about leaving that lane, or at least just playing it a little bit more close to the chest. Boo is just bullying maybe here in the mid lane, already doing a nice little bit of damage. It's just not at all right. 2 points in reactive armor just gives him a ridiculous amount of generation. We're still seeing KeyTV being somewhat found out by September, trading his best of his ability, like 20 experience away from getting at level 2 himself. This is some nice stuff. Kaka, level 2 himself is right around the base. This ward here. This is what I was talking about in the previous series when Newbee were playing against VG Gaming Newborn. They were not doing this type of the rotation with Kaka behind tier 1 tower in the offlane to try and put themselves in a defined kill. Maybe need to be somewhat careful. Mu has all those stacks of react armor, and with 2 points in Whirling Death and that Earth Spirit being in the area, they could definitely roll and try and find a kill, and might even be going for it. There's the stun. A little bit of miscommunication between him and Mu, but still tracking it. Mu is just...
Not enough.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's devastating. Kaka's taking a couple clicks here for Zhao Wei, who's moved in, but Mu can just keep on the front him down as well. Whirling Death is a pretty spell. I do really like the constant pulling that's coming out as well from the Newbee side, so now that you have an Aquila up and online, they can think about even pressuring this tower if they wanted to. They're going to have a double creep wave here, and if we start turning it on, yeah, they're going to try to go for a push here. This is going to be rather effective, I think. Like, and if one wants to go for the wave of air and just try and keep this lane pushed out, they are maybe even take the tower of Metamorphosis.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the Kaka Earth Spirit right there. That's what I was talking about earlier as well. This was the play they were not doing in the series against VG Gaming Reborn. Kaka's not roaming in to get that ward down. Because of that, put them in a much less strong position. A little bit scary now. They actually messed up the push a little bit. They got to the pull, and now they're losing a couple of illusions. They're going to have to figure out this large creep camp first. Meanwhile, over Kaka runs into Zhao, throws the stuns. They're just going to give them a little walk away. Looks like with that, they're going to be good to go. God.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Look at this. Look at the last hits on the Terrorblade. Sitting at 45 and 14.
Sorry guys, dropped this dot thing. One second, fast reconnect.
A bit over the top of them. And Mu also now is going to be able to finish off this stack here.
Gets a bit more gold going. Hey, Kaka now level 4. Pulls what? Yeah, let's see. Has slight edge. He must hit. Can just hit the timings to get a quick Timbasol, getting for more kills. Has level 6. Good when I put or should be an Echo.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, they've got a lot of different ways. Like, this is the thing, though. You've got these heroes that do so much damage at this stage in the game, and Zhao just trying to create whatever space is possible, but how is he going to find him, possibly? Don't still heading off towards the secret shop. There's a jump forward
One
and
more.
finds the kill.
Come on, gets himself a bit of a good kill. Really important that it's so much in it in here. Dropping it when nice. Okay, that's not so bad. Okay. Still to lose so many heroes with a short window of time, even a down as well. You said your Terrorblade is so much farm. Dragonlance already come Yasha. He's gonna start chipping away these tier 2s in no time.
And he's, what is this, 1,800, 1,600 gold up on the Slark right now. Granted, there's to find a kill onto him. If this Invoker is capable of hitting like a pretty good, I guess, Meteor combo at this point after a sleep with a Sunstrike, that's kind of the dream.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I feel like Newbee are acting well all game long. And the only person that's showing a top lane is going to be KP on the Face Void while just hit away at these towers. There's just the responding. Like, you want to try and take the towers that way they're capable of trading off, but if you look at what the rest of the side of Newbee is doing while this is happening, they're like farming, getting wards down. LGD abilities make this work and turn it back, but it's just very difficult.
But LGD get some very deep wards done, and the Shadow Blade slow on bottom trade. He's not showing himself, so you really know where he is. But he can try for a Chrono now into a good team on the way.
Ooh, this is scary. They've got Invis Rune on Mu, and on top of Zhao Wei, a quick and easy kill. He's almost got his blood zone, like the the whole time, How is just continuing to push along the bottom lane. They're getting lucky and they're also making good decisions. And that's a scary combo when you've got a lineup about snowballing like Newbee's is.
I mean, just look at how 13 minutes in Yasha, Dragon Lance, Dread. You just need one good chrono now and you can secure yourself a very easy
aggressive. Holy hell. I'm trying not to be like unbiased towards Newbee, but they're just so completely controlling this game right now. And they are going to make a little bit of a scary position as they are going to catch on to How. A lot of trouble, and he is finally going to go down. So this is what they need desperately, and LGD respond. Very nicely played. The Chronosphere is getting edge on too. Really good stuff coming through, and maybe and they feel him off. It's not quite there, and the damage he is to be able to find it. Slark ends up being able to take down the Faceless Void. The stomp on top of Moo. He needs to get out of there, but can turn if he wants to. This could be a lot of damage. Is just going to Timber Chain away. My goodness. They do end up getting the glimpse, but oh, not going to be able to get the chains out. So he is probably going to fall here. And suddenly, LGD do take the fight that they need.
They said he pressed it wrongly. Alright, so LGD, yeah, they find themselves a lot more gold from that 1700 gold swing. Fortunately, terribly did the Sunder.
Yeah.
No way he could have lived long enough for that. You see, very nice, just back out. Doesn't want to sacrifice himself as well to try and save anybody. Bruno was good, but it's fortunate that I think maybe made a mistake chain that close and he didn't get the damage at all.
Oh, Chuan looking. Shall we? There's going to be the roll in and magnetize out as well. They find a quick pick off. Not bad at all. Aggressive is in the air. Needs to be a little bit careful. They do have. Oh, Chuan's just going to run away. He doesn't want to anymore.
Aka's gonna get away. He's
Nice kick, roll, and oh! Alright, he gets taken out. It would have been there, but unfortunately, Cole got some pretty good stuff.
Drum up, maybe. The axe with a heal scepter.
I mean, essentially, what that goes down to, though, if you think about it, is a trade of the Earth Spirit for the Bat Rider. That's kind of what that ends up looking like. And still very worth it, particularly if they were able to pick off Bat Rider before he has Link Dagger. That slows down the timing pretty well.
Yeah, actually, we haven't seen Blink on it yet, but that's because Newbee has been invading the enemy jungle for like the longest time, going in and out, in and out, in and out, and to put their own wall like in a very passive position, so they can try and scout out these patients coming in for like the bottom lane. And yeah, this is all Newbee doing. I can just kick back, follow the hand, just get Moo and the Blood on the
This is the play right now. They've got a really good advantage. And I'm checking Roshan to make sure that nobody. They actually go for this? Alright, Sunstrike's gonna be on cooldown. Great timing for them. Newbee just gonna be able to take down Sean, and LGD are not gonna realize that this is happening. A little bit unfortunate, and if they sneak this would be huge. Like, this fits perfectly.
Now the Sunshine will come in, but it's too late already. Can't contest Roshan, no way.
Yeah. Roche direction, and it looks like it's going away terribly. He drops his Quelling Blade, and now it's time to push. 8,400 gold on this guy, and he's getting real close to picking up a Manta.
So what do you do when you have all those illusions? Front door, you have, okay, the Firefly, I guess. You have Invoker, so that's not so bad. Invoker's still getting pretty decent from 2k gold in pocket. Maybe buys the point boost it. Now, over here in the top part of the jungle, they want to try and look for somebody. Will they find anybody?
Oh, Shadowblade aggressive. He runs in, finds Swan, Sunstrike as well, and that is going to be a kill. Maybe a little bit of a overextension though. Who throws it out? They do have a Chronosphere. They want to use it, drops it down onto his head. Aggressive, it's gonna with that. And meanwhile, over on the other side, Zhao Wei control for the moment. A really good team fight here, and they are going to be able to find that kill. Timber trying to save his buddies, but just lose because can't isn't being able to take out so close indeed. And with that, they're going to be able to take their benefit. worth it for Newbee.
It is most really aggressive, and that's 12 trade any day. If you lose then it's like really worth it.
And Terrorblade now actually has enough for his Manta style. He wants to go back for that. Do you think there's value in like going just for a straight Scotty after the Asha?
You want the Manta so that you can help push as well. Bottom lane, you want to go in maybe. You might even use again, it's just the same plan.
Oh my god.
Maybe. So there's no way he runs away from that. Move another Bloodstone in charge. And now his BTs has been
He is so rapidly. And again, it feels like Newbee is out executing LGD right here. They are not necessarily like a crazy great draft advantage. They just are moving across the map in pairs in a really good way.
It's really difficult. It's only been an 8-minute game. Newbee just farm to their side. Look at how you look at move, the item flowing in, very very consistent. And you look at Moon, he's just going back to these creep waves so quickly. Yeah, LGD side they really do like maybe try
Whoa.
for pick up.
How picks up the BKB? So goes Dragonlance Yasha BKB. He wants to fight. They're actually planning on trying to take high ground very rapidly here.
And as well, and he's super pumped. Coming up very soon, going back. They have the chrono up, it just came off cooldown.
Alright, well, the smoke goes out. LGD is spotted in the mid lane. The person that is silenced, that was really well played by Kaka. That Earth playing right in, drop being able to get brought down. KP trolled for the moment. Can they find this kill move? Is doing a lot in the midst of all of this. They do end up being able to for the Terrorblade. Find the kill there. BKB's top 10 seconds available if they want it, and they only kill off KP. He used that chrono, but the Kaka Earth
is under attack.
play, dropping the bolt, getting the silence onto the Spark before he even hit him. That was so well played.
How as well, like now he has to come up, he's got the Sanj and Yasha didn't answer. He's just still up, he can just chip away at the tower. Look at it go. Series so much
They don't have to stop this. Even if the Bat Rider's up, they're gonna be able to take out the tower. He's gonna end up falling, so they're gonna do a little bit of damage to the range barracks. There's the glyph back. He does have
back.
Available and it gets swapped out nicely. Oh, a very sad arc indeed. Little control dealing damage. Never mind. Oh, the Bat Rider's gone, and if they want to, we could potentially re-engage. They actually didn't burn through the Aegis on that one. Swan is going to go down, so some at least is going back the way of LGD. But still, this is such a difficult game.
You want to wait the next Kronos for, and then you can take another objective. Just milk it for all it's worth. But the Aegis is firing pretty soon, I believe. And Terra gets super farmed. Sanj and Yasha, Nick, now he can go for that Skadi you were talking about on. Baka as well, he's found himself quite a number of kills.
Yeah, and I mean, the blink on the Terra already, it just means that they're going to be so mobile and capable of continuing to chase down LGD squad. I feel like the thing that's nuts to me, this is the team LGD that got 6th at the major, 6th at the vanilla major, and Newbee are just running circles around them. It's not even just the net worth lead, it's not even the tower discrepancy, it feels like every team fight's execution is so clean by Newbee.
You have to hand to KP as well for getting the trios, like the one all the way back in the jungle beyond over here, where I got a 2-man chrono and they were just at the very tip, so it was really very clutch. And even putting down and level it down, so should bat it around behind for backstab or something flank over. Now they're looking Newbee side, they're gonna take another tier 2, they can push potentially higher, or it's just more space for them to just farm. Let Hao get one more item and then they can go dedicate themselves for another T3.
And they're comfortable going now, apparently. They're at least pushing down this creep wave, and Newbee is coming back to defend. Alright, they're going to get back home. Alright, that was a little... Oh, actually breaking the TPs of all of them. So maybe now Newbee... They just think about going. They're going to have a creep wave. They are not very afraid as the Metamorphosis is often starting to take down the range barracks. Tornado as well as the meteor is going to be dropped, taking a lot of damage. Still have Sunder available and swapped out for the moment. That's going to end up being the Sunstrike. Glimpse back, goes to the BKB. Thunder's going to be doing a lot of damage as well. Can they find the kill? How? A very impressive specimen. Quick damage. Now wait. Chrono's here. Impressive to it. He is not going to jump into completely move silent for a moment, but they'll find Magnetize realize they've already killed off the Terrorblade. Boom might go down as well. They didn't get the melee barracks. Kaka needs to throw back something to try to keep the rest of his buddies alive. Reapplying the Magnetize again. It's going to do a lot of damage in the midst of the fight, but at the end of the day, I think with the Sunstrike coming through, Newbee might have overstepped their bounds a little bit. Oh wait, never mind. Jump back in, and they actually are going to be able to take down the barracks regardless.
No, they BO3 it, now they back out, so they do a lane of racks. Very messy, they do the best out of the situation. KeyTV track Xiang will be cancelled anyway by Xiang. Wait, maybe even Tornado and the cold snap peak down. So, right, they lose racks, but they do get one. Yeah, that was a team wipe.
That was pretty well played. I mean, it was about the best that you could hope given the really terrible situation. That being said, at 24 minutes into the game, lane of barracks already down is a real problem, and they need to figure out a way to mitigate all of this damage that's coming in, because it does feel like the next time Terrorblade is going to go high ground, they're not going to have any great answer for it. Oh,
roll forward to fight Sep and maybe.
This is a real problem. They are going to get the Yule Scepter, keeping them alive. Still going for the Timber Chain Forge, trying to find the kill. Chakram not going to connect, but he is able to blink forward and find the kill. Well played, Deed.
So bummed. Dagger, don't abilities. It's hard to outrun him. He can go for an egg. She discards more. Those right now, even bot, he can so fast that you can't split for your LGD. It's just a bit in echo. So you want to put Edge to deal maybe the Timbersaw?
It seems like it could be solid. I do feel like at this point in time, all of the answers that they've got for Slark is, it wouldn't have really mattered what it was that he went for. They're just so far ahead already, and the Chronosphere is the perfect complement to everything else that they've got. BKB now up for Timbersaw. They want to
Have a Blink Dagger very, very. Look at how much camp, even the small dragons, he's gonna get a blink. Well, LGD tried. They want to try and buy themselves a bit of time. This is what he needed to do. Stark gets the mid T1. Damage is done. KeyTV has the blink. They're gonna stay around long enough to camp. He's just gonna wait because danger.
Yeah, they have a pretty good idea of what it is that's going on here. Zhao can still look for something eventually. I mean, obviously next rush is going to be a be-all, end-all for both teams. I feel like maybe they're still in a position where they can afford to give up one, but probably not two. Slark late game with an Invoker is still not something that they want to contend with. Like with that smoke, they run into the ET Spirit, they will be put themselves, but getting broken, aggressive.
Oh, aggressive!
Found out, lose it. Zhao trying to pull him back. Already the Slark is dead, and now their splitter going through. It's not going to be enough damage. Zhao jumped upon and right-clicked down. Two cores already killed, and now looking for a little bit more. Maybe is going to maybe get out, but no, he's dead. They've been able to find him.
So many heroes being lost. Just well played. Can the Slark go down? LGD just have a solution. Killing him. Oh, they even get the tight as well. Here's down, no buyback on either of them, and the creep's actually inside the middle. Go straight for the lane of rest.
God.
this could be.
LGD just getting rolled over there, and it felt like it started at the beginning, seeing how free that he needed on the Terrorblade, and it's led to this moment where after taking that, I mean, granted, there's been a couple of unlucky things as well coming out from LGD. There was the Invis rune on Mu that allowed him to get the first couple of Bloodstone charges. There was also the Sun Strike that was hitting Roshan right before Newbee walked in with the smoke, and because of that, they weren't able to get there in 10. But regardless, Newbee's been playing a really great game of Dota 2.
They have. They hit all their timings at the right time. Just that, you know, getting even the solo kill from Moon onto the Invoker, that was really big. How they did sort of zone the bat right out. They just identified what they needed to do and how they could do it. LGD said that just by zoning Xiao Wei so hard, he did blink. Even at 4-staff, by it was too late. Avoid both at their level 6 that got so much from and how. It was so hard. Or you even get the chance to get that soap buffs, which have been almost non-existent.
Yes, it's just not been the way that they've obviously wanted to approach the draft, and it hasn't worked out what they were hoping him to do. I'm just starting to think, like, moving into game number 2, do you need to start... Well, alright, game is not over yet. Aggressive... Trying to pick. Sometimes you can sort of build off of that and turn this into sauce later. Mu and Xiao very close to each other.
You have to be careful. They see the Firefly, so they have an idea of what's going on. But Mooj should know where Xiao is. Even lays out the wave of terror. BKB preemptively. He knows what's going on. It got caught in the crossfire.
Oh, again, they've been able to find him, and actually it's not going to translate into anything else. KP jumped upon, they do have that Sun Strike that's going to be come out. Oh, nice swap. Nice keeping his buddy alive. Aggressive is going to get brought down. How just does too much damage, and they don't have anything else to follow this up. They drop the Static Storm, but MMY is not going to catch KP. The move just goes out the Chakram and found him again, and trying to get the Ice Wall to keep everybody at bay, but Xiao Wei is going to be controlled. They pop the BKB, so the Deafening Blast does not even matter. 3 already dead, and G gets called as Newbee again in consistent fashion down LGD.
Good game. Just such a swoop play coming up from Newbee. They were all same page. The minute they in, you saw Terrorblade, all his items up the Yash, Dragon, they were like, let's just push it as hard as you can. And it's very rare that you see Xiao Wei, you know,